Hey YouTube, so recently two new Chrono classes have came out, a duplicate of Corrupted Chronomancer and a duplicate of Underworld Chronomancer, and they are now known as Timeless Chronomancer and Overworld Chronomancer. So there was also meant to be a third one coming out in the Corrupted Chronomancer, which is a farming class, but they pushed that to next week due to some art issues. So I'll basically explain which class is best for you, Overworld Chronomancer or Timeless Chronomancer. They have the same skill set, but they have different potions and consumables, which can affect the class quite a bit. And first I'll go over Timeless Chronomancer, which is Corrupted Chronomancer basically. And the thing is, it can do some insane damage and probably the most high DPS class out of all the Chrono classes. And it's also capable of surviving whilst doing this insane damage. And I'll show you an example now. Someone made a video on Reddit basically showing like how good it is. So they pretty much solo Warlord Icewing with Corrupted Chronomancer. They used an elixir beforehand, so it does boost the damage a bit, but that's pretty much the only consumable they used apart from the hourglass. So as you can see, it can do some insane damage while also surviving at the same time. But there's one problem with it, and the problem is, even though it can do so much damage and also survive, you need to get quite lucky, as even though it has high damage, it's a Chrono class, and it may not crit or it may miss, which can pretty much ruin the entire nuke. So it's still quite situational, and it probably won't be replacing Void Highlord as your staple class, even if you do decide that you're going to get this class. On the other hand, we have Overworld Chronomancer. Now, it's not as good at doing as much damage as Timeless Chronomancer, but the plus side is it's a lot easier to use and better for casual players. Timeless Chronomancer I'd recommend for like level 100s and just people who are really willing to learn such a complex class and willing to learn all the combos, and it requires good timing too. It's probably the most complex class, even more than Shadow Walk of Time. So in conclusion, if you want a class that can just destroy monsters with 300k or 200k HP, and you want it to be quite easy and fast, I'd recommend Overworld Chronomancer. But if you want a much more complex class which is capable of doing way more damage, but it's hard to learn and it's kind of hard to set up, I'd recommend Timeless Chronomancer. Or also you could just wait for Necrotic Chronomancer next week, which is basically like insanely good at farming, like Legion Revenant level good.